Hi guys, it's Holly. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is actually going to be my Q&A. So about a week ago, I think about a week ago, I asked you guys to ask me anything that you want. Nothing was really off limits, so that's what we're going to be doing. One thing I just want to say whilst you're watching this video is I'm trying to keep as still as possible because my webcam has constant autofocus thing going on. I don't know why it does it. It's not a brand like Logitech or anything, so I can't seem to turn it off no matter what I do. I'm sorry if it's really nauseating. If anything, just listen, don't watch, and I'm sorry. So I'm actually going to answer these in no particular order. I'm literally just going to go through the list and then we'll see where we end up. So the first question is from MimiQ, and they say, who is your favourite Fantasy Life NPC character? So it has always been Jinx the cat, who is the magician life master. I love cats. I love black cats. So perfect. And also asked, what is your favourite movie? And my favourite movie is a Disney film called Treasure Planet. It's one of the more infamous ones, but it is basically space pirates, so I don't really know what more you would want. I really recommend it if you love a good Disney film and you haven't seen it. I would say it's kind of on the same level as like Atlantis. It's very kind of adventure, some action. I really love it. Next up is Average Joe, who asks, have you ever heard of a game called My Summer Vacation for PS1? Supposedly it is a major inspiration for Animal Crossing. I have literally never even heard of it, so I'm gonna have to check that out because I do like Animal Crossing a little bit. And they also asked, how green is your neighbourhood in regards to plant life? So my island at the minute has flowers dotted everywhere. There's no dedicated kind of flower area. I do have an orchard, which I am going to be working on because I don't like what I've done with mine. It took me ages, but it looks lazy. So I'm going to be changing it. There's a few trees and some flowers, but I'd say it's only 50% done at the minute. So Vintomania wants to know, what has been my favourite and earliest Animal Crossing memory? I think I've actually mentioned this on stream, but my earliest Animal Crossing memory, my first Animal Crossing game was Wild World, just to make everyone aware. My friend actually got it first, and I went round her house. We must have been about 7 or 8 years old, and she told me that she had got the new Animal Crossing. So I was like, I've never even heard of that, but that sounds great. For those of you that haven't played Wild World, at the start of the game, before you can really start getting stuff done, Tom Nook sets about 5 or 6 tasks. You have to speak to every single villager, you have to put something on the bulletin board, I think you have to plant a few trees, I think there's a couple of other things that you need to do. My friend didn't realise there was much to the game, so she, I remember this because she had oranges, she just went around her town for days just shaking trees. So she would literally go around every single day and all she would do is get all the oranges off her trees. Until I literally said to her, like, you're doing it wrong. You're not doing this right. This isn't how the game's supposed to be played. And then we actually started like learning how to play it together. So Deanie asked, what kind of media do you watch/read as a guilty pleasure? I watch loads of stuff, but I wouldn't say anything is like a guilty pleasure. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love trash TV. I don't mind reality TV at all. I find it quite relaxing at points because their lives are so chaotic and mine is not chaotic. Something that is, I find really obscure. I love reading really bad reviews, and I don't know where I've got this from, but in the UK, we have a store called Poundland, and I personally love to shop there. I guess it's kind of like the UK equivalent of like a dollar store or Dollar Tree or something like that. On their Facebook page, you can like post reviews and like complaints, and people post like the funniest things, like, this stopped working after a month, please help me replace it. It's like, yeah, you paid £1 for it though. So I kind of like the first world problems on there. I do read it every now and again. Apart from that, I just like to go on Reddit. I like to read through like relationship advice, like personal finance. I love all of that kind of stuff. And she also asked, if your channel ever changed or had to change from Animal Crossing content, what would you want to replace it with? So either something currently possible or something plausible in future. I actually really love this question because back in the day, like way back when, for the OGs that remember, I used to do Breath of the Wild when that came out. In fact, as soon as that came out, I kind of jumped all over it. Obviously, Fantasy Life. If I was going to branch out into anything else, I feel like it would most likely be Breath of the Wild and Nintendo content in general. I do play PC games, I do play on the PS4. I don't have the kind of exciting connection to those games like what I do with Nintendo games. So I think I'd probably stick with Nintendo. ACNH Nerd asks, do you collect anything? I literally don't collect anything. Is that bad? When I was younger, I used to collect Apple stickers, and I actually stuck them all over my kitchen wall, like in my family home. And when my mum found out, I'm pretty sure she almost killed me. So that's the only sort of collection I've ever had. But that was Apple stickers. That wasn't very interesting. What was your first gaming console? First gaming console that belonged to me was probably my GameCube. And I think I got that for my 8th birthday or 9th birthday. And my dad, I think it had been out like a few years or a year at least or something like that. It would have been around that time because he bought me this like huge bundle of games, and it was obviously like, it was a brand new GameCube, but it was like a bundle of games that someone would have just been selling. And I had like Lord of the Rings, Soul Calibur, Star Fox Adventures. I had obviously my two kind of favourite games ever, Luigi's Mansion and Super Mario Sunshine. They also ask, what was your very first YouTube video about? On this channel, my first YouTube video was about Hearthstone, which is a card game that is kind of based on the World of Warcraft universe. It's made by Blizzard, and I just used to like record things and upload them and be like, hey, look at me playing. And I was never any good, so they didn't really get anywhere. The actual first video I ever posted on YouTube was a video of me falling off of a tree swing, and I will insert it here because I feel like I can't just say that and then not give you guys the resources. So I was in a forest, I mean you'll see, but I was in a forest. I fell about 4 foot. You can laugh, it's absolutely fine. I really hurt my neck though, and even to this day, I'm still dealing with neck issues, so it's really, really annoying, but this was my first video. Okay, so Sky Curtis asks, who were your 2 first villagers in New Horizons? First 2 villagers was Renee, who I think is new to the Animal Crossing world. Lyman, who I call Lemon because he looks like a lemon mixed with a lime. So they were my 2 starter ones. And she also asked, how are your dreamies? I don't know if maybe she means who. I'll answer who. So to be honest, my dreamy list has changed so much. I've been doing these like streams where I hunt for certain villagers, but actually I'm really enjoying. There's basically like 20 villagers that I'd love to have. Kiki is my dreamy. Marshall, who I would consider now is a dreamy in my eyes. I love Marina, I love Zucker. They're both my dreamies. I have both of them. So that's always changing. But in regards to how they are, they're absolutely fine. Zucker has tried to leave me several times. So has Lily, which is very fun. It's okay that they're stuck with me. I will never ever let them go. Mint Twist 33 asks, what are all your hobbies or things you like to do for fun? To be honest, I consider myself to be a boring person in the sense that I don't have anything that I go out to do. Watching things, and I love watching films. I obviously love playing games on all different kinds of platforms. I wouldn't say I don't play basketball or like, you know, crochet or anything like that. I would say my biggest hobby is just relaxing and unwinding, having a bath with a face mask on. I love all of that. Ethan asks, do you still play Fantasy Life? If not, why? Not on this video, but in general, I've had this question. I actually have not played Fantasy Life in probably over 2 years now. To be honest, ever since I got my PC, I've just not been, I don't know, it just kind of changed a little bit. I don't really use my DS anymore. I still have it because I obviously love that thing and it's really sentimental to me, but no, I don't play Fantasy Life anymore. I'm rooting for a second Fantasy Life because
say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I would just die for one. I wish I was joking. I would give a few limbs for that game to come out. Freesh Avocado asks, which villager do you hate the most? If we're basing it on looks, I have to say Moose, who is just like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. I'm sorry. He is your dreamy. That's fine. He is very far from being my dreamy though. In terms of like actual experiences that I've had. It'd probably be Snooty, who is an anteater. She took up my plot of land and I didn't realise that she would do that, and it was just not a good time. Next up is George Nichols, who is one of my OG subscribers, asks, what are your favourite Netflix shows? I'm really into like true crime. I'm not so big on like fictional crime. I don't know why. Really loved kind of like a 4-part series called Evil Genius, and it's just about a very interesting crime story that happened in America. It was nuts. I also really liked a show which was called The End of World. It was just really weird and interesting. I love Black Mirror. There's lots I love on there really. And last but not least is Lawman Gamer, who asks, would you marry me? And my answer to that is that I will definitely consider it, and I will be in touch very shortly. Okay guys, so thank you very much for watching my Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it and just kind of like learn a little bit more about me, what I'm about, what I want to do. If you do have any questions at all, well then please leave them down below, because I'll literally just answer them. I just thought this would be a little bit of fun, connect on like a personal level. But yeah, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed, thank you to everyone that's been watching, and thank you to those who have joined my little membership thing. So if you are a member, I will put your name on screen now. I love you guys so much. Thank you everyone, and every like, subscribe, view, everything I really appreciate, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.